Greetings. Welcome to the Equity.Guru Investor Roundtable. Nano to you. If you happen to be old like me and the guy living in the basement with me over there, that's Galen. You
Yes.
probably remember the late
cocaine comedy.
Yes, the late Robin Williams with Nano as he played Mork on Mork and Mindy. Of course,
That's right.
You're right. If it wasn't for the drugs,
The rocket fuel.
yeah, it was him.
That character started out Happy Days.
Happy Days. He showed up on Happy Days.
Yeah, that's how he started.
Most people right now, including Vishal, are going, what the hell are these people talking about? That would be Vishal in the far corner, the chart attack master, and Joseph upstairs. Now, what's interesting about this is all of these guys have covered this company at one point.
Yep.
Vishal does charts for everybody and looks at everybody, but both Joseph and Galen have written about Nano.
I have.
Which is Nano on the TSX. They're based in Burnaby, British Columbia. Dan Blundell is their CEO. And it would appear that Galen lost the rock, paper, scissors, so he has to talk about them first.
All righty. Well, this company, as Rob had said, is based out of Burnaby. It's a small guy done good, I guess you could say. The company itself is looking to revolutionize the production of cathode. Now, this is of battery cathodes. Now, this is something that's incredibly important considering where we're heading as far as the EV and renewable energy revolution. We need places to store this energy, and we need it to be efficient. We need it to not enlist conflict materials. So these guys are really doing a good job. Basically, what happens when you create a cathode, it's a very long and drawn out process, which involves adding metals or converting the metals to a sulfate, then adding the metals to that, then creating a precursor, then sticking in a kiln for a few days, then adding a coating. And the problem is with cathodes that the material inside, when it gets charged and releases said charge, it gets destroyed basically over time, and this is what causes the battery to lose its charge and not be able to contain the charge any longer. So what Nano One has done is they're doing something called the one pot process, where it's all done at once and basically is thrown into a kiln for hours, and then it's the coating on the crystal that's created there afterwards protects it and keeps it from breaking down longer term, allowing it to hold more charge and hold that charge longer. This is great news for people like Elon Musk, even though I hate saying his name. But yes, Tesla is heavily dependent on the whole battery scenario. So is everyone else. Basically, what this company does is they produce a technology that converts towards the production of LFP batteries. We've heard about those. They're big in China right now. They produce lithium iron phosphate without the use of cobalt, that conflict mineral, as we all knew about, but it doesn't hold charge for as much charge or hold it for very long. It's just a very cheap way of building the batteries, which is fine. That's not a problem. Then we have our nickel manganese cobalt oxide, which is what's currently being used in the EV market. Not something that we want to stick to forever because of the cobalt contingent. Then we have the HVS, which is supposedly a higher charge, a longer charge, and a longer lasting life for the battery. This is just manganese, lithium, and nickel. And it'll be a very interesting technology. These guys provide an avenue that has a lower carbon footprint, a lower cost to production, and also a less waste by the end. So, yay. What can you say? These guys are bringing it to the table for the new energy revolution. I like what they're doing. It's a technology that's agnostic. It doesn't apply to any one product or producer or to any one technology for that matter. So I like what I see. Years and years of experience, huge amounts of experience with these guys. 30 plus years in the industry, in the technology. It's a brainiac crowd. They're bringing it to the table.
All right. Very nice. Fantastic summary, Galen.
Thank you.
Nano to you.
Thank you.
Joseph, what do you remember? What stands out from when you wrote about the Nano Oneers?
All right. Well, I got 2 quick points before I hand it over to Vishal to do the charts.
Yep.
First point is I love when a plan comes together. We've been writing about these guys since they were much, much, much smaller. Like when I first came on here, just writing for Equity.Guru, I wasn't allowed to write for this company. Stick to your sandbox and let Guy handle it. Let Lucas Kane handle it. But as a couple of months go by, and it was like, all right, give it a shot. So I gave it a shot and learned everything there was to know about this company. A lot of different things about some of their competitors. Mm-hmm. And what I saw was that this is essentially this has the potential to be supremely disruptive in terms of the amount of energy this puts out, in terms of the amount of damage this can curtail from the environment, which means that this can the carbon footprint savings, the cost efficiency, the potential for innovative clean energy. This is a company which I was very bullish on after reading all of this stuff, and I still very much am. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to them as of late, but just from having a look at a few things, and Vishal is going to go over the charts in a moment, but this is a company which is still worth paying attention to, for certain. Take it away, Vishal.
I was just going to say here, so just 2 more points here. On the patent side, they have quite a lot of patents, 20 patents in the U.S.
And plus 35 waiting. Holy
and 35
shit.
waiting, yep,
yeah.
Exactly. So I think we should probably mention that they have a bunch of patent there, and there is a license and royalty model as well. Just looking at the news releases here, it looks like there's a bit of a corporate shakeup, perhaps. I'm seeing a lot of the previous news here is hiring of new VP, the retirement of the president and director. They've also announced the a strategic advisor here, former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Energy and Resources, Frank Fannin.
I don't know if it's as much of a corporate shuffle as just sort of churn.
Is it just okay? Just churn, yeah. So I just wanted to highlight that, just because I know people will be looking at the news and it's all appointing, announces, and appointing. So just take a look at that as well. And bullish cases that both Joseph and Galen laid out here. We look to the charts now to see if there is an opportunity for an entry here. And, I got to say, when I'm looking at the charts here, there is an opportunity for entry here at this support around the $3 zone. You can see here back in August of this year, we were at the support zone. We did see a nice bounce just to begin fall, basically, taking us up to highs of around $4.80 Canadian, and now we are back at around the $3 zone. If I zoom out, you can sort of see this zone was support previously back in December of 2020. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. There's a bit of a sort of a double bottom-ish pattern here, like a broader double bottom, but that's not actually going to trigger until we break above $4.80 here. But you can see there's even a mini, I guess you could say, double bottom here, where on the 3rd of December, it looked like the stock was going to break down. We were going to break below $3, get a close below $3, but instead, buyers stepped in and bid the price higher, and we got a close above $3. So we know that this is a zone that has buyers stepping in, and this is why I like to look for these large wick charts, right? Because it indicates that there's been a fake out or a trap, and hence why I always say, be a bit patient when you're at these support and resistance levels, because you see a lot of trickery like this, where it looks like the stock is about to either break out higher or break down. And usually, near the end of the day, there will be an incredible reversal, which causes the stock to either, neutralize that breakdown or breakout. And people who were either trading that breakout or that breakdown, in this case, get basically trapped out. And that's what looks like happened here. And now we're back at this $3 zone, which I think is going to see another bid. And before I go any further, I'm talking about this candle here on the 3rd of December, but we even had a large wick here on this candle on the 15th of December, indicating a wick stepping in around the $3 zone. Not a large wick today, but there is a wick there nonetheless. But it is the holiday week, right? We do have to factor in that maybe this week there'll be a bit less liquidity. People are already taking time off or enjoying their vacation or their holidays here, sorry, Christmas holidays, and the markets will see a bit less liquidity. So just keep that in mind. But I do like what we're seeing here around the $3 zone. And if we can get a nice sustained move and close above this 350 area, I think you have mini double bottom pattern here after a pretty long downtrend here. And as I say that, keep in mind that there is this gap here. So mind the gap between 430 and 380, which it happened when there was a revenue, or sorry, an earnings release. There was an earnings release. The market didn't like it. The stock did gap down. And usually these gap areas do provide some sort of resistance or price ceiling. But if we can start to get body closes above this gap, it starts to look a bit more bullish here. But I think it's a really good support zone here down at $3. And we've seen buyers step in twice in the past 2 weeks. And why not a third time?
Yeah, it's definitely that little support zone there. I like your subway reference, mind the gap. I think, I don't remember if it was this roundtable or it was an earlier roundtable also when Galen brought up, talking about Mork and Mindy being ancient, he brought up Sony Betamax, which was really fascinating.
Horrible play on their part. If they'd actually sold out like Philips and JVC did, the developers of VHS, it was a better format, less moving parts, greater resolution. It was actually a way better format.
Yeah, but nobody used it.
Nobody used it.
Joseph, how much money are you spending on Nano One today?
Well, not today. It's probably a terrible day to actually pick up any of this, but I was thinking around the middle of January I might spend anywhere between 35 and 4,000, depending on where it's resting. But I would definitely putting some money into this company.
All right.
Between 35 and 4,000, probably in the middle of January, after we see what happens when the markets start flaring back up.
Galen.
Okay, well, you know what? I like the company, but it's still in research and development mode. It last quarterly report, it was down $2 million in terms of its net loss, 2.5, actually at 2.5. Well, I mean, that was its books, not necessarily the sell-off. It was just, didn't make the money. Now, it's spent a bunch on R&D, about $1 million. It's still putting stuff together. Now, with this process, there's a lot of putting together. You've got to get it. You got to get your technology. You got to get your ducks all lined up in a row, and you got to start making deals. So at this point, these guys are at the point where they need to start making deals, if that is indeed possible with where their tech is at right now. Now, the nice thing about these guys is they got $55 million in cash. So they're not so bad. They've got some money in the till. They've got some runway. They've got an ability to make things happen. So right now what they need to start doing, as I said, is start creating the deals and start marketing their product. Otherwise, it's not going to be a money suck, but it's going to be a while before they see any profits. So I do believe in the company. I think they've got a great product. I think they've got really good management. I think they've got a great opportunity in 2022 because of all the EV revolution coming online. They've got deals they can make with all sorts of suppliers. So I am going to say, you know what? I'm going to put in 2,000 right now, and I want to see where they're at in March and April. If it starts to really climb in terms of deals coming through the door, you got me. I'm throwing the rest in.
All right, Michelle.
Just because where I like the support is right now, I would be putting in, I'd say let's do a 1K just here right now. But then I do like the approach both Joseph and Galen are taking in right now because they know it's the holiday period. They know that next year is going to be the big year for Nano One. So I would, just because I like the support zone, I think it warrants a small entry just to pick up some shares here for an initial position. But then, I would be looking also now into January. And what I would like to see in January is if we can get a break above this 350 zone, that would be much, much better. It could go the other way. We could break below $3 and then we're looking at around 250. And if that's the case, then I'll look to add 2K more over at that price zone. But I would be entering 1K here right now, and now just looking for basically a breakout or a breakdown come January and beyond.
Very good. $1,000 right now for Vishal. So the whole Mork and Mindy nano thing, it does actually, it sounds silly, but if it helps you remember the company, that's a good thing.
It's a good earwig.
They shouldn't complain because Nano, you're going to remember Nano, you remember Nano, right? By the way, Joseph, you'll know this. I wasn't never a big Trekkie guy, but if this is like the Vulcan thing right here, is that right?
That's correct.
Yep,
what was the what was Mork's deal? Didn't he have his own little?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I can't remember it either.
Hold on, I'm going to do it right now.
You're going to look it up?
Yeah.
While you're looking it up, I'll give the disclaimer to folks to tell them that we've given you some fantastic advice.
It's this. Hold on, I got to find a camera.
Really? 2 hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was their playoff Star Trek.
It was their playoff Star Trek.
With a kind of a intercourse thing going on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'd be Mork and Mindy. I don't know if they ever actually. Okay. Here's your disclaimer. We can't guarantee you that the education is always 100% accurate. Well, it's still education, I guess. That part's always there. But we can't guarantee future results based on past performance or the charts or anything for that matter. So do your own research, do your own homework, and we wish you the best with Nano One, or should I say Nano One, which is in the marketplace, NANO on the TSX, and they're based in Burnaby, and they've got a big future is what we're thinking. And for Galen in the basement, and for Vishal.
Actually, very quickly, Mork and Mindy did do it. Mork got pregnant, and they had Jonathan Winters.
Oh, that's right. Good answer.
There we go.
And Joseph upstairs. Hey, happy holidays, everybody. We're not going to see you on another roundtable after this one. If you're seeing this whenever you're seeing it, you won't see a freshie until the first week of January. But we're really excited about the ones that are coming down the pike in January. So we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next Equity Guru Investor Roundtable. Happy
holidays.